Hello and magical welcome. Today we're gonna talk about Mabon and different activities that you might want to include in your celebrations. So first, let's talk about what Mabon actually is. Mabon is the celebration of autumn or fall equinox. It is the time when the day and the night are equal in the length, and that's why we celebrate harmony and balance. Another theme common for the Mabon is harvest. It's the second harvest in the wheel of the year, and we focus on abundance and fertility of the earth during that time. Mabon is celebrated during fall or autumn equinox. In the northern hemisphere, this is between 20th and 23rd of September, while in the southern hemisphere, people celebrate this day around 20th to 23rd of March. The name Mabon is quite modern. It came into use in 1970s and was introduced by Aidan Kelly. The story behind the name comes from the legend about Mabon ap Madron, Welsh god of prosperity and abundance and fertility and youth. The story goes that when he was a baby, he was kidnapped to the underground, and his mother, Modron, was looking for him for many years. When he finally came out to the land of living, he was considered the youngest and the oldest of the souls. This brings into mind a different story, very similar story, from Greek legends about Demeter and Persephone. There are many symbols and activities surrounding this holiday. First of all, we can talk about Cornucopia, which is a traditional horn of plenty. It is a basket that is filled with all the goodies of the harvest. The legend says that when Zeus was a baby, he was nurtured by the goat Amalthea. He didn't realize his power, and by accident he broke one of her horns. Then this horn became a symbol of plenty, symbol of abundance, and the name Cornucopia came into existence. If you want to include Cornucopia in your practice, you can weave a special basket, or you can bake a pastry and fill it with your favorite foods of this season. The second activity you might want to include in celebrations is gratitude. Since the autumn equinox is the season of harvest, we are asked to be grateful for what has come into fruition. It's great to do a list for everything that we're grateful for during this year. The other name for Mabon is Thanksgiving. This is the time when it's good to be thankful for the people around us, the nature, and everything that comes abundantly into our lives. My third tip and symbol for this holiday is apples. Like, who can imagine autumn without apples? If you're lucky enough, you can go and pick the apples yourself in an orchard or somewhere in your neighborhoods. If not, get some in the local store and bake some great goodies with it. Maybe make a jam or a nice filling for your pancakes. Add a little bit of cinnamon and pumpkin spice. Traditionally, apples symbolize fertility, love, abundance, and can be added to any food to bring this nurturing, healthy energy into the meal. My fourth tip for the Mabon celebration is going to be about the altar. As with every holiday and Sabbath, we can decorate the altar into specific color palette and different symbols. I would recommend sticking to orange, yellow colors, brown, darker green, and gold. These are the typical colors of this holiday. The items that you might want to include in your altar are nuts, seeds, chestnuts, acorns, walnuts, apples, different pumpkin and squashes, candles in the colors that I mentioned before, cornucopia basket as well. Everything that reminds you of this beautiful harvest holiday. As usually, I'm gonna talk about the holiday feast. Mabon can be celebrated with your friends, family, and loved ones. You can do a simple meeting for everyone during this seasonal change of autumn equinox. You might want to include dishes such as apple pies and different roasted vegetables, beans, everything that grow abundantly during this time of the year, grain, corn. Maybe have a barbecue or a nice picnic in the nature, I always recommend that, because why not celebrate surrounded by nature? As I mentioned before, Autumn Equinox celebrates the harmony and balance of the day and night. This is a great time to find the spell work focusing on balance in your own life. For example, you might want to decide where you're in tune with yourself and what is a bit out of balance. How do you spend your time? Is there maybe too much time spent on the social media, or too little time reading, or maybe not enough time spent with your loved ones? This is a great time to find harmony within your own being. Ask yourself what needs to be brought into balance and try focusing more on the self-care. The last tip for this holiday is about the harvest. Harvest can be understood in the physical and metaphysical context. So for example, let's say that you had some goals at the beginning of this year or during the springtime. Mabon is a great time to make a review, the gratefulness list, and check what came into fruition and what needs a little bit more attention from you. How did your year went by? What are you thankful for, and what would you like to bring forth in the next couple of months? As we're getting close to the winter, it's a great time to focus on closure of certain things. For example, if you have a project that is still in your to-do list, you might want to include it and do some little magic to fasten the result, fasten the goal achieving. Close this chapter of your life to bring this balanced energy into the new cycle that starts during Samhain, which is in a couple of weeks. Thank you for being here today, and I hope you enjoyed these activities for Mabon. I wish you a blissful Sabbath and holiday time. Let me know in the comments how you're gonna celebrate. If you like this information and you'd like to learn more about Mabon correspondences, I'm gonna leave the link to the printable book of shadow pages in the description below.